What up, y'all? So I made a video previous to this one that was going to be what it do to the retardening. But I made it and then I realized at the end of it that I sound like a fucking racist prick. Like for some people, I don't give a fuck if I sound like a racist prick. But that wasn't my intent with the video, and I don't like sounding like I'm being arrogant. So I just figured I would come through later and try to revamp it and touch on the basic points that I was trying to get at with the premise of the video beforehand. But yeah, this is what it do to the retardening. And the whole point of this video is to, well, what I do is just like a series about what's going on in my world and what's going on in the world and how I see that. So what I've realized a lot of lately is that it seems like there's been a bunch of civil rights groups. I mean, I'm not even going to really consider them that. They're not really civil rights groups. They're groups fronting like they're for the civil rights of black people or the civil rights of gay people that come through and they hijack these movements. Okay? And then they take and they associate these movements with things that they have no business being associated with, which altogether makes anyone unintentionally associated with the group look bad. A perfect example of this is this whole LGBTQIA plus bullshit, right? I remember back in the day, it didn't matter. You know what I mean? What gay men wanted and what lesbian women wanted is they wanted to be married, right? They wanted to be able to show that eternal love and that eternal devotion to people and have it be legal in the state of Utah and other places. That way they can go about getting their loved ones on health insurance, on life insurance, and that way they can better take care of themselves and their families how they see fit. That got legalized in a lot of different places. And everybody was cool with that. Nobody was overstepping the boundaries. What happened is you wound up with all these fucking creepy fucks, the middle-aged men that like dressing like little like grade school children. And you notice these fucks, they always have some glitch in them. And like, first of all, they look ridiculous. Second of all, how the fuck are you gonna dress like a fucking like a schoolgirl wearing a dog collar that has butt slut fucking stitched into it? These fucks like Jeffrey Marsh and that dumb fuck that was doing the whole oh on so many days in the girlhood that got that caused Bud Light to lose all the money because people were like, if you're gonna support shit like that, we're not buying your beer, and it fucking cost them millions of dollars, millions and millions of dollars. It cost Anheuser Busch. But back to the point is these fucking whack ass quackerdoodles, okay, who are actually fetishists. They get off dressing up like women. And I believe in a narcissistic sense, they get off on making women feel uncomfortable by intruding into their spaces. Okay? They decided that they were going to take it upon themselves to start educating our children, the world's children. Okay? They also took it upon themselves to say, even though they have had a chemical in their body since children, that gives them stronger bone density, bigger lung capacity, bigger muscles, and body build, testosterone, that because they just say they transitioned women and their body may not be reading as high of testosterone, that completely negates the fact that they're still at an advantage with most women in a sports field. They're bullies. They can't win against men, okay? They're fucking weird. They're running around dressed in a little girl's clothes, fucking trying to come after your kids. They're bullies for this reason as well. They go after women. Women who have actually worked hard so they can gain a role in whatever sport they're choosing to go into, whether it be powerlifting or whatever. And then you have these fucking weird dudes pretending to be women that go through and break all of these women's records. When the fact of the matter is this, they couldn't compete against their own biological kind, so they're taking advantage of women. And the thing is, there's a whole huge layer of narcissism that comes with all of this. All of this. They want to take advantage of women. And if you say anything about it, you're a sexist piece of shit. I don't fucking think so. We're going to take it a step back to normal. That shit's not fucking normal. You're not talking to anybody's children alone. You're not going to fucking educate anybody's children about sex or things of a sexual nature. You're not going to sneak your nasty little fucking porn fucking books into children's fucking grade school libraries and think that it's okay. It's not okay. And I hate to say it, the LGBT community, I have friends and family in both of those and the lesbian and the gay communities. This gave your whole movement such a bad look that it's going to take forever for you guys to come out of it. Don't fear. You guys aren't the only ones, okay? I do believe that there are good people in your guys' group. But you need to get louder and you need to draw a clear line in the stand. You want to know what the IA plus was? LGBTQIA plus? What's plus? Child molesters renamed themselves minor attracted people and also tried to get in on your movement to try to normalize pedophilia. Ooh, yeah. Ugh. Get loud. Do not allow these people to take over your movement. There's people like me out there that are rooting for y'all, and we want to see you do good. And, like, tell you the truth, I've never really been one much for Pride Month. Just because every fucking Pride Month for the past 4 years, there's this fucking bullshit that goes on around on Facebook where everybody's like, if you got a problem with my trans, homie, I'll punch you in the fucking face. And it's like, first of all, Zach, you don't fucking have any trans friends. Okay? None that I've seen. Okay? 2, you're not punching anybody in the fucking face. That's against the law. You don't get to fucking just do what you want in a society. In a civil society. We have laws. You can't just go and punch people in the fucking face. 3, the attitude makes you people look like shit. You guys don't want equal treatment. You don't want equal rights. Which you have all of those anyway. What you want is preferential treatment, and you want to use language to try to hold people hostage. Okay? And to sit there and play your narcissistic, nasty little fucking games with people. And people are done, dude. We're done. That's why there is no big hurrah this month with Pride Month. Sad. Stay the fuck away from kids. Okay? 2, stay out of fucking women's changing spaces. out of their private spaces, their locker rooms and shit, and fucking play in your own sports leagues. Now, that's not to say that I think what they ought to personally do is they ought to have their own tranny league of sports. Like I would pay good money to see a bunch of these goofy fucks just, I don't know, boxing each other in a boxing ring or dribbling a ball down a court with their ridiculous ass wig and their fucking clown paint fucking makeup, looking like shit with their butt slut fucking dog collar, you know? Like, I would pay fucking money, hardcore money, just to watch these people. And then in the middle of the fucking game, they just start twerking for no reason. And like it's like a fucking train wreck. You can't help but look at it. You know it's wrong, you know it's bad, but you're like, fuck, it's so horrible. I can't look away. And then you get that fucking image burned into your brain for all of time. So that being said, we're gonna move on to some other things at this point. And another major thing that I wanted to touch upon is the Black Lives Matter movement was never about Black Lives Matter, okay? It never was, okay? They don't give a fuck about black people, okay? When you have three lesbians that are the co-founders of Black Lives Matter that literally made millions of dollars and was taking those millions of dollars, and instead of enriching the fucking black community in any way by donating money to black charities or something, or helping black children get clothes or food or anything that would benefit the fucking black community at all, giving the money to black scholarships or doing anything fucking worthwhile. These fucking three lesbians that stated their goal was to break up the heterosexual black household. That was one of their goals, if I remember correctly, was to break up the fucking black heterosexual household. And they were literally just taking money that was being donated. They were funneling it back to their own people, and they were buying themselves lavish fucking vacations and $1 million fucking mansions. Okay? Black Lives Matter never gave a fuck about the black community, period. 2, black people want preferential treatment too. Well, fuck you, you're not gonna get it. I never fucking owned slaves. Okay? And anybody who was ever black in America today was never a slave to begin with. Okay? There are a lot of people who will be like, oh, you're a fucking white supremacist. I don't give a fuck what you people think, okay? I know I'm not racist in my heart. I know I'm not sexist either. I've had black friends too. And I don't have a problem with them. What I have a problem with is when you refuse to take accountability for your actions. And you see it happen again and again and again and again, okay? It happens all over social media all the fucking time, okay? There was that black teen at the fucking, at the field and track event who was sitting there crying on national television. So, you know, I'd never hit my opponent in the head with a baton, right? You guys really know how I am, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay? Literal video fucking proof of her running up behind this chick and literally clubbing her in the head. She didn't slip or any of the bullshit like she said. She clubbed this other fucking girl in the head and wound up winning because of it. But they stripped her fucking trophy from her and her title from her, and she was still trying to claim and gaslight people, even though there was video fucking evidence to the contrary. Out in Kenosha, Wisconsin, I forget the name of the kid who was out there helping assist during the 2020 election. He was out there helping because they had the big riots in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And he was out there helping put out fires and shit, and he had his gun with him, which is a good thing he did, because if he didn't, he'd be dead. Okay? He was literally being attacked by people and chased. The first dude that he shot tried to hit him, was coming at him to hit him in the fucking head with a skateboard truck. Okay? That smacks you upside your head. It could crack your skull and it could kill you. He was defending his life, okay? There was another felon, child molester, sex offender, who tried to raise up a gun, a pistol, to shoot this kid. And one of the AR-15 bullets caught him in the arm, and it tore off most of his fucking arm, which the fucking pedophile piece of shit deserved it to begin with. But not only that, he shouldn't have had a gun anyway. So I think like 2 people died and 1 person came close. Tons of video evidence showing that he was defending himself. The whole fucking black community came up in arms, stating how this racist little motherfucker. We're not racist when we defend ourselves from you people. You guys can do what you do, okay? But the shit ends. You're not going to sit here and get violent anymore and just think that you're going to get away with it and people aren't going to defend themselves. That's not how this fucking works. You're not going to sit here and get violent, okay? If you're going to sit there and get loud and violent and think that nobody's going to fucking just do anything anymore, you're wrong. I carry pepper spray with me. Go ahead, dude. Like, you know what I mean? And it doesn't even come down to a fight with me. Like, I will pepper spray you, I will kick you in the face, and then I'll call the cops. Stop getting violent and stupid with people. Take accountability. It happened yet again with the Pennyman dude in the subway. The black dude was known to be prone to violence, and he had over 40 different charges for violent crimes on his record. A Marine, a trained Marine, a soldier, put him in a chokehold. And you know what? He might have held on too long. But if you play fucking stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And there was the fucking people that got on TV in New York and was talking about this. And they were like, you want to persecute us for getting loud? You want to kill us for getting loud? We need to take it to the streets. You know, and then they all started stomping the yard. But no, that's horseshit. You don't get to get loud any fucking more, dude. That shit's done with, okay? You motherfuckers want the same thing the T's want and the LGBTQIA whatever community. You want the same thing. You want preferential treatment. You want to sit there and be able to gaslight people. And then when people defend themselves and one of you winds up getting hurt, you want to come after fucking white people all over. Fuck you. Okay? Unlike fucking everybody else, I'm happy to be a white person. I'm proud of my heritage. Am I proud of, like, slave-owning shipmasters or whatever? Absolutely not. But if you want to look at things from that light, okay, you have to realize this. White people have been slaves too. The Irish were slaves to the English for a long time, fool. There's also been, before Hitler opened his concentration camps in Germany, Stalin had Christian concentration camps for Christians in Russia. So the Native Americans used to sit there and they would raid other Indian villages of weaker Native American people, would kidnap their people, and then would sell the women and the children to what were called Comancheros, Spanish slave traders. So slavery and all that is not a race thing. It's a humanity thing. It's not a race issue. It's a humanity issue. And that's the thing. Like, if you sit there and you're trying to gaslight people, and you're trying to be like, oh, you fucking white piece of shit, blah, blah. You know, you're just a racist. Look at this. He tried to kill him. Blah, blah, blah. He died because he fucked up. If he would have fucking just not been acting like a fucking violent, loud asshole, he'd still be alive today. I don't feel bad about that. It's kind of like, and then you have other things like, they've been literally persecuting and killing white Afrikaners in Southern Africa. The farmers that went there to escape religious persecution to begin with, they're Christians. They went down there to escape religious persecutions from England, okay? They go there, they buy farmland, okay? And they literally provide food for the continent of Africa. Okay? They provide food for the whole fucking country. Okay? Africa's no longer starving anymore. So you've got this asshole fucking president that has the gall and the nerve to sit there and get on national TV in his country and say that we're going to take the land from the white Afrikaners. They need to be punished, okay? And we're not going to pay them any money. And then there's mass graves of these white people that this fuck has just killed. Then he comes to the United States, sits there and sits in our country's great fucking Oval Office, okay? And when the president's like, what about all these genocidal deaths that have been happening to these white Afrikaners? It was a reporter that asked, what about all this genocidal stuff with the white Afrikaners? And they were asking Trump, they were like, how can we guarantee that this will no longer continue to happen? And the fucking dumbass African president gets on and says, well, let me answer that for you. Communication between us, right? And then Donald Trump pulled up fucking footage of this fuckface saying this exact thing, calling for the fucking death and to steal and to punish white people because of their whiteness, and made a complete fucking clown show out of this dude. And then these left-leaning fucking Democrat-ran fucking garbage pile fucking news stations sit there, okay? They sit there and they post all over their bullshit that, oh, Donald Trump ambushed the fucking African president. How the fuck did he ambush him? By not allowing him to gaslight him and us as a country? By being like, oh, here's the proof right here, as clear as the nose on your face? Anyway, so if you're pro-genocide and it has anything to do with race, you're fucking wrong, okay? And you need to grow the fuck up and take accountability for your clan and your people and start holding your fucking people accountable. My people never fucking owned slaves. We were never cool with slavery. Okay? And the thing is, slavery is more prevalent in this world now more than it has been at any other time in the past. Okay? The thing is, it's not fucking a race issue, it's a humanitarian issue. Most of these are sex slaves. And guess where they're coming from? Joe Biden left our fucking southern border open for 4 fucking years. DHS, Department of Homeland Security, were not vetting these people before they came in. The people bringing these children in didn't have to have proof that they were a guardian. And the DHS home workers just got told to take their word for it. Found out later that a lot of these children were being shipped to apartment complexes where there wasn't enough room for them to live, hotels, a fucking strip club, 380,000 missing children. And they only recovered 8,000 of them. So there's all these different things that claim they're for a fucking humanitarian reason. It's not true. If you're for humanitarian reason, if you're support what you support for humanitarian reasons, and you try to put down anybody else because of their race or their political affiliation, you're wrong and you're a fucking idiot. Like, what I think it's like, I don't necessarily know if I agree with Trump. I agree with some of what he's doing. Some of it, I'm just kind of like, I don't know about that. Like this big, beautiful building. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think that in order to get some of the stuff he wanted to get passed in this bill, he had to scratch the backs of other people and allow them fucking leeway with money and whatnot so they could have their own interests grow in order to get his stuff approved. That's my take on it. And to tell you the truth, I don't know if I agree with it. But we're on a better track than we were. If you think that fucking MS-13 fucking gang members and human traffickers have a place in this society, and white people just need to sit down and shut the fuck up because anything they could say to that effect, contrary to that effect, is fucking racist, you're the problem, fool. And we see right fucking through you. The thing is, there's no way there's no way that there's so many stupid people. Some, yes, like, and those people are fucking dangerous. Fucking stupid people can be highly dangerous. But if you look at just on a face value, what we're trying to bring back to the United States of America, if you look at face value, what we're trying to bring back, okay, we're trying to get rid of the human and the sex trafficking and the drugs being brought here by the cartels who have been fucking declared terrorist organizations. Okay? We're trying to strip the powers of these organizations that think they can use race baiting and stuff to gaslight people to get their way in society and to get preferential treatment. We stand against people who go after our children or that would allow gang members to traffic these children. We're fighting a good fight. You know, we're fighting a really good fucking fight. And if you have to bring race into it, or your sexuality, or anything fucking else, and you cannot take the time to sit there and just simply listen to somebody else's view, even though it may be contrary to your own, you're the problem. A lot of these people, what they do is they'll go forth and they'll put forth what's called an ad hominem. An ad hominem is when you take one thing about somebody. Say you're debating somebody, right? And you take one characteristic about that person. And you use that to invalidate everything that they're saying, everything that they possibly could say in the future, and just everything. You just invalidate the person. Perfect example of that is, oh, it doesn't matter that he says he's against slavery and the sex trafficking of children, and it doesn't matter that he says he's against, gang members, human traffickers being around civil society, and it doesn't matter that he says he's against genocide of people. Okay, he's just a white piece of shit, and it's coming from a place of racism. You see, it doesn't make sense what I said, but what happens is you get a fucking group of like 4, 5, 10 of these idiots together. These low brainwave fuck faces, and you'll notice when this happens, one of them will say something snarky and ignorant like this, and then you have the rest of them sitting there looking at each other and nodding their heads like, "You're right, white piece of shit." This isn't a race issue, okay? This isn't a sexuality issue, okay? This goes far beyond politics, okay? This is a good versus evil issue. This is a good versus evil issue. When I meet my maker, I want to be on the good side. Oh, and one more thing. I'm not picking a side with the whole Israel and Hamas thing. I'm not doing it, okay? Because the Israelis, the Jews, have been kicked out of 109 different countries for usury and for inflating causing them to turn over to their banking system, and then inflating the economy in these countries to the point of where these countries go bankrupt. Okay? That's what's wrong with fucking Jews. Okay? Do I think all of them are like that? But no, I do think there are syndicates of them. Just like there's syndicates of Italian people who commit crimes too. Like, there are syndicates of Jews. They use usury that will have governments turn over to their banking system, and then they'll inflate the economy. The economy of these countries and cause the countries to go bankrupt. Just go fucking do some research. It's not that hard. Okay? And then all the weird shit that goes on in the fucking Jewish tradition with the circumcision and the priest putting their mouth on the fucking the fucking bloody fucking penis of the fucking kid that just got their dick cut. Like all that fucking weird shit. And then it says directly in their holy books, the Talmud, that Goyim, we shouldn't be paid for our services, that we're lower than dogs. Like just all this hateful shit, okay? Then on the other hand, you have Islam. Okay? Who truly at their core cannot confirm to any government in society because that would be haram. Meaning that would be a slight against their God. Okay? They believe that, for the love of God, you can't wear fucking holiday colors. Because that's haram. It's against God. You can't fucking... And then all the weird shit on top of that, where it's even been fucking proven that Muhammad married a 6-year-old girl. So, on one side, you have a bunch of fucking sleazeball pedophile fuckfaces who use usury to bankrupt fucking economies. And then on the other hand, you have a bunch of fucking weirdo child molesters, extremists, who will stone you to death because you believe something that is not what they believe. Fuck Israel and fuck Hamas. It's something we should not be fucking involved in to begin with. The only reason we're involved with it now is because there's a lot of fucking money and resources in that area. That's it. But to tell you the truth, I think we should fucking pull out anyway and leave them the fuck alone and quit getting involved in wars that are not our business. It's just like the whole thing over there with fucking Ukraine. I understand why Putin's doing what he's doing. I wouldn't want my fucking next door neighbors joining up with a bunch of people who were clearly against my interest either. And Zelensky's a fucking cross-dressing fucking pedophile. So, I don't know if I made my point. The world is completely fucked, but there are people that are woken up to the fact now. Think not race issue, not sex issue, humanitarian issue, good versus evil issue. If we could get rid of the politics and all the bullshit aside, and we could come together on common grounds and see that there are certain things that are wrong that need to be fixed. Like, you don't get to sit there and blame all of your culture's problems on another race of people. You don't get to disparage another race of people. You don't get to openly hate another race of people. You don't get to subject people's children to pedophilic weird shit. And you don't get to gaslight people into thinking these things are okay. All it takes for evil to win is for good men to do nothing. Fuck that. I got a voice. I don't care if you think I'm racist or not. I know I'm not. I'm a good fucking person. Are you a good person? I hope so, friend. Anyway, I hope this fucking video reaches you well. I hope it's made some sense for you. Yeah, dog. Much love.